Well, it's our pleasure to have an opportunity to talk with the captains of the Taylor football team, and Joe Yanaitis is with us right now. And I guess, first of all, Joe, what's it like to be a captain of this football team? Let's go right there first.
Well, it's an honor for me to be a captain of this team. When beginning of the season, when they told me that I'd be the captain, it lit up my heart, I felt really good that I had an opportunity to lead this team, an opportunity to be looked up as a leader and have that opportunity to show the leadership of this team. And so it was great to hear that. So.
All right. What responsibility, if any, do you have as captain, or what do you take on as a responsibility as captain?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to take on the spiritual aspect of the team. I try to get guys to pray. I try to ask people if they want to say something spiritually or whatever. And another thing I like to do is I like to encourage. I know encouragement is a big thing with any team, any sports. Someone's encouraged, and someone is on their side. It's a good thing for that player to keep playing hard.
All right. I wanted to get into that first, but now I'd like to talk a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about Joe Yanaitis, your background. I know you're from New York, and I'd like to have you share about your football experience up to the time that you've gotten to Taylor and what got you here.
Well, I played Pop Warner football when I was 7 till seventh grade, so I've been playing for 16 years. I played varsity football for 3 years, and then I went to a Division III school out in New York, Hobart College, and played there for a year and a half, and decided I was going to transfer, and came to Taylor because of pretty much a whim. I had a best friend that transferred here the semester before, and he told me how much he liked it. That's what really brought me here, and Coach Kajenko called me at least twice a week before I came. We'd always have conversations and about everything. Really, nothing was really about football. That's the coolest part of it. It was about life and about really just growing as a person and growing in the Lord.
All right. Tell us about the Nate Bolin connection, a guy who was a wonderful defensive lineman, and of course when he graduated, a lot of defensive linemen left, and you were still here. But what's your connection with Nate?
Nate and I, we became friends at junior year in high school. We went to the same high school together, and we became best friends. And we went to 2 different schools, and he told me he wanted to transfer to Taylor. I'm like, Taylor, where's that? And so he ended up telling me, hearing from his dad and from him how much he liked it, and he told me about it. Really one conversation, that's all it took on a telephone. He told me, so what's different about Taylor? And he told me, we talked for about 2 hours that day, and about how much he liked it compared to his other school, his other experiences. Even high school, we loved our high school, but it's like better in high school. Which, people look at high school, it's such a the glory years, like people like to say, and so that's what really sold me for it to Taylor.
All right, we're with Joe Yanaitis, one of the captains on the Taylor team, his senior season, playing, of course, at defensive end for this ball club. Joe, you mentioned about your experiences playing Pop Warner and playing in high school and such. What positions did you play? Have you always been a D lineman, or have you gone through some other spots?
Yeah, mostly lineman. I've been an offensive lineman. I was a pulling guard in high school. I played 1 year fullback in modified football, but for the most part, I'm a lineman at heart.
And you prefer it to playing on the O-line?
Yes, I prefer D-end over O-line.
All right. Tell us about your style, if you will, when it comes to tackling, pursuing, rushing the quarterback. It seems like that you're in the backfield a lot. How do you manage to do that?
I like speed and finesse. Surprisingly, I do a lot of powerlifting, but I like to run around the guy. It's a lot easier for me. Plus, he's 100 pounds heavier than me. So, but I really enjoy getting in their head. And when he tries to go hit me and knock down his hands, and I've just disappeared. And doing spin moves, I really look up to Bruce Smith and Dwight Freeney and those guys, and how they use the spin move and use their hands to really fight off the block. And so using that, I love the idea of finesse.
You answered my next question, because I wanted to ask if you had modeled yourself anybody, and you've just given me a couple of names. Now I have to ask this. With the last name Yanaitis, even though it's not spelled like Johnny Unitas, it still sounds like it, and Joe versus Johnny, kind of a little bit close there. Do you ever get that kind of conversation to say, gosh, are you related to Johnny Unitas? Anything like that happen somewhat frequently?
Actually, two games ago, I was introduced as Johnny Unitas as a captain. So all my life, it's been, hey, Johnny, I mean Joey. So I'm used to it. And for me, it's I guess if people like to relate me to that, I'm honored. Johnny Unitas was a great football player. He still holds records today. And it's amazing to be compared to him for me.
All right. Let's talk about the future for Joe Yanaitis. What are you studying here? What would you like to happen after you get done here?
I'm majoring in social studies education. I hope to get into a school district and teach. I would love to coach football as well as wrestling, and I really enjoy weightlifting as well. So after this year, I really hope to get into teaching and help young kids like I was one point in my life.
All right, this is the selling point of the interview. I always ask the players, and I know you love the Taylor experience. You've already expressed that. What would you tell to people out there that are thinking about coming to Taylor for football or something else, maybe moms and dads, grandpas and grandmas, to tell them, you know what, you need to look at Taylor?
Taylor is a place to grow. Coming to Taylor, you don't have to have everything figured out. That's why Taylor is so nice. We're actually just talking about how this is a place to not know everything, to not have everything figured out. Taylor is a very forgiving place, and it's also a really good place to grow and to learn life skills as well as a lot of Christian aspects of life that, you know, in life it's hard, but you know, being here at Taylor really helps you to understand what life really means in a Christian aspect.
All right, Joe Yanaitis, our guest here on today's program. Again, one of the captains of the Taylor football team 2012. We'll take a break and we'll be back. There's more Taylor football coming up on WBAT.